right, folks, welcome back to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
The man that came back from the Chili Bowl, and his eyes are bigger now than they ever were. AJ Bender. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Are you survived?
You know what? I definitely got that Chili Bowl flu, and it's taken like all week to get better.
No.
No, he doesn't have the flu. He's just hooked on the Chili Bowl, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's totally worth it, though.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
So when you're sitting in a chair, does it still feel like you're going around and around and around?
Yeah, you know, it was an experience. It was awesome. It was. I wish we did better, obviously, but you know,
At your
got your feet wet?
At your first time. I mean, you made it to what, E?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice. It was nice that I didn't have to put my driving suit on Saturday until like 4 o'clock. So that was a lot better than 300 other guys. So.
Oh yeah. But you know what? It was an experience. Now the problem is, did you get that bug?
Yeah. Are you going back?
Yeah. Absolutely. I would go back and drive someone's midget, but after experiencing midgets, so I've never really experienced midgets, I would never own a midget.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, why is that?
They're as difficult as the lightning sprints are, and then they're as moody as sprint cars are. You know, you kind of get the best and worst of both worlds, I feel like.
Oh. So
we had some motor issues, so like we were diving into the car and, you know, kind of figuring stuff out a little bit more than we were expecting we were going to have to. So just learning about them that much, I was like, man, these things are tough. I in my head, I thought they were just like sprint cars, you know, like, you know, just had the magneto and you just plug everything in there and just make sure your timing was
half
good.
a sprint car because they're 4-cylinder.
Yeah, exactly. But then I had a bunch of really smart guys over there with computers all plugged into it and telling me that it's missing here and missing there, and I was like, man, I didn't even know you could do that with these things. I felt out of place.
But look at the education you got.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. If we didn't have all these smart people, I mean, luckily I got to thank Cruz and Corey Cruzman were there, and Corey plugged his laptop in and helped us out with a bunch of stuff. And then the guy whose team we were pitting out of, he's a super smart guy from Indiana, and he, you know, they did all their wizardry stuff.
I was going to say, I can hear him now. Boy, get out of the way. Let me take a look at this thing. Right? Plugged it all in.
I was like, okay.
How cool was it rubbing elbows with the who's a who in the racing world?
Oh, that was pretty cool. I mean, I think that's the best part about Chili Bowl is you get a race with everyone. It's like, I mean, I've heard people mention it, you know, but it's cool that just any old person like me can get out there and race against Larson and all those guys you just watch on TV, you know.
A Busch, Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, yeah.
Give yourself a little bit of credit. You're not just any old driver that got to do this. I mean, the only thing you're lacking is seat time. If you had the seat time they had and knew the cars the way they knew the cars, so I wouldn't cut yourself any slack. I think, you know, you did extremely well. The key is as long as you learned from it and you can't wait to go back. That's the golden rule in my book.
Oh yeah, when I was talking to Cruz, the guy who owns the car, he's like, "All right, we're gonna be there every day. We're gonna be tired of looking at midgets by the end of it." And like Saturday night, I was like, you know, I'm not tired yet.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
So what did he tell you we'll be back next year?
Yeah, he did. He was really excited about it. He wants to try to work something out. He wants to get a new car after seeing his car because his car is just a little bit older than the rest of the cars, you know. So he was all amped on. He's like, let's get a new car, let's get a new motor, and do this thing right. And talking about possibly I might go out to Indiana to do some testing.
Yes.
So we're not coming into it, you know, completely green. So hopefully it all works out. I mean, it's all talk until it's real. But
that's true. Just don't let them forget about you.
So I bet you your jaw hasn't stopped aching because you smile more than anybody I ever seen. And if you're amongst all those who's who of racing, Yeah, I mean, you had to be like a kid in a candy store.
I was after my prelim night. I definitely I tried not to. I was going into it just not thinking about it, just any old race, 'cause I didn't want to make mistakes from being nervous. So I didn't even think about it at all. I kind of just got in the car, went down the ramp, did my lap, figured out how to be better, and then I went early. I went Tuesday, so then I had the rest of the week to just kind of ooh and ah and being like, man, that was cool. I got to go down the ramp, I got to do the start and race inside. That was kind of cool, racing in a building.
Oh, that's true.
A big building.
It's a big building, but it's a little track.
Did you get to experience some of the great food there too?
Oh, I did. I did. My parents are from Texas, so going to Taco Bueno and Whataburger. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong because they told me all week I pronounced it wrong.
Whataburger?
But we did all that, and then all the food inside the expo center. I had to try the chili pie. The food was messing me up for a little bit. It went a little too hard.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and by the way, believe it or not, I've never had one, so I'm going to ask you that next question, but it's WHATA burger. What a burger. But people call them Whataburgers.
Oh.
They have all these crazy, names for it. So compared to InNOut, since you're not back there.
It doesn't even compare.
Ooh, you're okay. I've had people tell me that they like a Whataburger way better than InNOut.
Lies. That was like the first place we went to was because I was like, okay, I got to try it. Everyone always talks about how good Whataburger is. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad, but I don't think it compares to InNOut in any way. The fries are good. I'll give them that.
Yeah, because InNOut fries are terrible. They're
when they're hot, they're good.
Not even good
for
hot.
For 2 minutes, they're great.
Yeah, there's just I don't know what it is.
I'm on Dave's side. I don't like the fries at all. I think they're the worst fries in the world.
I know they're just they're bland. There is no flavor whatsoever. Okay, so you're back.
Are we looking for a ride this season?
I hear you're looking for a ride.
Yeah, always looking for a ride, just trying to make it easier on the old man because it's tough to run the car. It's more or less, he always has the car there for me to run, but it's just tough for him to travel. And I want to travel and I want to get out and do all the races. And I would love to run for a season, like for points in a season. But we don't have the funds to do it, so we do what we can. But I always try to put it out there that I'm looking for a ride, and hopefully something comes up. The whole racing community looking for a ride thing's kind of always weird. Half the time you don't know until about a day or two before the race.
Did you have anything planned for anything coming up? Like, I know Coco Paw's running some sprint cars, and Paris is going to start their schedule pretty soon. You got anything that you're going to be able to maybe throw in on that?
Yeah, we're planning on doing all the Paris races. We wanted to do the Coco Paw thing next weekend, but we literally just unloaded this car from powder coating like a couple hours ago. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. So
you got something to do.
I don't think we're going to make Coco Paw. Our engine's still being worked on too, so we're definitely not planning on doing Coco Paw unless I get a phone call.
Yeah, which has happened. It can happen. You know it.
Yeah, stranger things.
In it now.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, think about this, because you're always looking for a good crew. I would go to a local high school that has an auto shop and talk to the shop manager and see if there's a couple of guys or girls that he thinks would have the ability to help you. Wouldn't that be a great way to go?
Yeah, that's a great way to get people interested in it,
Well, and get you some good labor. Get you some good labor, but,
yeah.
I guess it's got to be better labor than good labor, huh?
Free labor is pretty awesome.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with it, because you just never know. Because there's kids out there just like yourself when you were younger that would do anything to get on the track with somebody, whether they're driving or wrenching, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good way to. It's just a good way to get people into the sport, really.
Yeah.
That's what we need right now is people to get more involved in this stuff.
Right. No, I'm right. I'm right there with you. We were, like I said, we were following you, and it was unfortunate that it didn't go as well. But Brittany and I actually said, come on, it's his first time here. If he podiums, we'll never talk to him again.
He'll never want to talk to us.
No, he'll just say,
yeah.
"What?
Brittany who?
Racer? What? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. Have their people call my people.
Well, I think it
that
speaks.
would never happen.
It speaks volumes that the owner already says, "Hey, I think I might need to get a newer car."
Well,
like that means he really believes in you, AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, and
no, I had a really good time with him, and he seemed to. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing in racing that I've learned. It's like you always have your parents.
Yeah.
Like, my parents have a car, so they always support me and they always believe in me.
Sure.
But having a car owner that truly just thinks you're the stuff, that's a big deal. It's like I'm very lucky to have that in the Lightning Sprint with Mike Schweitzer. The guy he just feels like I can do no wrong, and I'm like, man, Mike, I'm not. I appreciate you think I'm that good, and I'm going to try to do it. But and that was kind of the same sensation I had with Cruz. Is he was
right.
He believed in me, so it's always nice.
Well, but they see. I mean, I could tell you because I've been doing this way longer than I should. Your attitude and the way you are around other people is about 70% of it. Because if you were a pain in the butt, or if you were very demanding, or if you got mad and threw wrenches, and stuff, you wouldn't be driving nothing. But because I think you gel with the team, and I think that's 70% of a good driver. You've got to be able to gel with your team and work as a team player. And when things go bad, it goes bad for everybody. It's not just one. It's all. So I think that has a lot to, and you can thank your parents for that, for their upbringing of you, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they would make me quit racing if I had bad attitude about it.
I haven't. So what did Corey say? Corey Cruzman.
It was kind of a weird deal with Corey because I was going to drive one of his cars, and I was going to rent a ride, and then when Cruz called me, I was like, man, Corey, I can't turn down a free ride, and he was actually really understanding, but I could tell he was kind of bummed because I was looking forward to working with him because I've obviously grown up watching him race, and it's Corey Cruzman, so why not?
Yeah.
But he understood the situation. He knows it's a money thing,
Sure.
And so, but he was the first one to come over when he saw we were pitted pretty close to him, and he saw us having trouble, and he was the first one to come over and figure that stuff out, and he still gave me tons of advice and. Just is more or less just kind of like mental advice, just keeping your head strong.
Yeah.
Don't let the moment get too big, and just kind of just do what you do. We're just going in circles,
Yeah. Go have fun. Go have fun.
Kudos to Corey Cruz.
AJ, I am so happy you called.
Yes,
I mean,
thank
when
you for the
Scott,
update.
I'm going to thank Scott 10 times over because you're always a joy. We love talking to you, and keep us in the loop as far as getting a ride. If you're going to go to Coco Pa, whatever it is you're going to do. And did you get your picture taken with Kyle Larson?
No, I didn't. But Cruz and his wife, Tetragon, they did, and they were talking all about it. They were excited.
He's so little, though.
I got one better. I got passed by Kyle Larson in the heat race. So.
All right.
That's like me saying it took Sheldon Creed a while to pass me.
Oh, it
That's
took
my
Sheldon
big
Creed
thing.
a while.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Threw a slider on me, so I got
That's
that one.
awesome.
That's awesome. All right, buddy. Look forward to talking to you down the road, man.
Yeah, sounds good. You guys have a good one.
All right,
Take
you
care.
too. All right, folks, this is Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.